Hello everyone, I'm Joy, and today we begin a great journey together. This is Journey to the West, one of the most treasured works of Chinese literature. Over the coming weeks, I will tell you this story chapter by chapter until we complete the entire book. It is a tale of adventure, humour and deep wisdom. And it all begins long before our world was formed, when heaven and earth were still in chaos. Journey to the West by Wu Cheng'en. Chapter 1. The Source of All. A spiritual root nourishes the origin. Cultivation of the heart brings forth the great way. Long before the world as we know it, there was only a swirling chaos, dark, formless, and eternal. From the depths of this void, light and heaviness separated. The clear rose and formed the sky, the dense sank and became the earth. Heaven and earth were born, followed by the 5 elements: metal, wood, water, fire, and earth. The universe took shape. Bordering the eastern sea was the kingdom of Aeolai, with a magical mountain called Huaguo Mountain, or the Mountain of Flowers and Fruit. There streams sparkled and vibrant flowers bloomed. Incredible creatures, phoenix, deer, dragons, cranes made their homes there. Extraordinary birds sang beautifully. Plants and trees never withered, and immortal peaches grew in abundance. On the mountain's peak sat a rock that, since the creation of the world, had been worked upon by the pure essences of heaven, the fine savours of earth, the vigour of sunshine and the grace of moonlight, till it bore life within it, and one day split open, giving birth to a stone egg, about as big as a playing ball. Fructified by the wind, this egg transformed into a stone monkey, complete with every organ and limb. This was no ordinary monkey. He was one who could see through illusions and falsehoods. The heavens trembled a little. The earth smiled. A great spirit had come into being. At once this monkey learned to climb and run, but his first act was to make a bow towards each of the 4 quarters. As he did so, a steely light darted from this monkey's eyes and flashed as far as the palace of the pole star. This shaft of light astonished the Jade Emperor, the great benevolent sage of heaven, as he sat in the cloud palace of the golden arches in the treasure hall of the holy mists, surrounded by his divine ministers. Seeing this strange light flashing, he ordered 1,000-mile eye and fair wind ear to open the gate of the southern heaven and look out. At his bidding, these 2 captains went out to the gate and looked so sharply and listened so well that presently they were able to report that a stone monkey had burst out of a stone egg on Flower Fruit Mountain in the kingdom of Aeolai, made a bow to the 4 quarters, and that a steely light flashed from his eyes straight up to the heavenly palace. But now he's taking a drink, and the light is growing dim. The benevolent Jade Emperor declared, "These creatures in the world below were born of the essences of heaven and earth, and they need not worry us." That monkey walked, ran, leapt and bounded over the hills, feeding on grasses and shrubs, drinking from streams and springs, gathering mountain flowers, looking for fruits. Mountain animals were his friends, other monkeys his kindred. At night he lodged under cliffs of rock. By day he wandered among the peaks and caves. One very hot morning, he was playing with a group of monkeys under the shade of some pine trees to escape the heat. Some monkeys picked flowers, some searched for fruit, some built sand towers, some wove mats from vines, others worshipped bodhisattvas. The monkeys said to each other, "We none of us know where this water comes from. Since we have nothing to do today, let us follow the stream up to its source and have some fun." With a shriek of joy, they dragged along males and females, calling out to brothers and sisters, and scrambled up the mountain alongside the stream. Reaching its source, they found a great waterfall. All the monkeys clapped their hands in amazement. "Lovely water, lovely water! To think that it starts far off in some cavern below the base of the mountain and flows all the way to the great sea. If any of us were bold enough to pierce that curtain, get to where the water comes from, and return unharmed, we would make him our king." 3 times the call went out, when suddenly one of them leapt from among the throng and answered the challenge in a loud voice. "I'll go in! I'll go in!" It was the stone monkey. Look at him. He screwed up his eyes, crouched low, and with one bound, he jumped straight through the waterfall. When he opened his eyes and looked about him, he found that where he had landed there was no water. A great bridge stretched in front of him, gleaming and shining. The water beneath it surged through a hole in the rock to reach the outside, filling in all the space under the arch, concealing the entrance from outside view. With bent body, he climbed onto the bridge, looked about as he walked, and discovered a beautiful place that seemed to be some kind of dwelling. There were stone seats and stone couches and tables and stone bowls and cups, carved flowers, stalks of bamboo, sprigs of plum flowers. After exploring the place for a long time, he skipped back to the hump of the bridge and saw that on the cliff there was an inscription in large characters which said, "The cave heaven of the water curtain in the blessed land of Hua Guo Mountain." Beside himself with delight, the stone monkey quickly turned around to go back out, and closing his eyes and crouching again, leapt out of the water. "A great stroke of luck!" he exclaimed with 2 loud guffaws. "A great stroke of luck!" The other monkeys surrounded him and asked, "How is it inside? How deep is the water?" The stone monkey replied, "There isn't any water at all. There's a sheet iron bridge, and beyond it is a heaven-sent place to live." "What made you think it would do to live in there?" asked the monkeys. Laughing, the stone monkey told the monkeys about the magnificent stone dwelling with stone ovens, pots, benches, beds, trees and flowers, and the inscribed stone tablet. "This is truly the place for us to settle. It's very spacious inside, and we could really be very comfortable there. There is plenty of room for hundreds and thousands of us, young and old. Let us all go and live there. We shall be splendidly sheltered in every weather." "You go first and show us how," cried the monkeys in great delight. Once more he closed his eyes and was through in one bound. "Come along, all of you," he cried. The bolder of them jumped at once. The more timid stretched out their heads, then drew them back, scratched their ears, rubbed their cheeks, and then with a great shout the whole mob leapt through. Jumping across the bridge, They were soon all seizing dishes and snatching cups, scrambling to the hearth or fighting for the beds, dragging things along or shifting them about, behaving indeed as monkeys with their mischievous nature might be expected to do, never quiet for an instant, till at last they were thoroughly worn out. The stone monkey then solemnly took a seat above and spoke to them. Gentlemen, if a man lacks trustworthiness, it is difficult to know what he can accomplish. You promised just now that whoever could get in here and leave again without hurting himself would be honoured as king. Now that I have come in and gone out and come in, and have found for all of you this heavenly grotto, in which you may live safely and enjoy great privileges, why do you not honour me as your king? When the monkeys heard this, they all pressed the palms of their hands together and prostrated themselves in front of him. Great king for 1,000 years. From this moment, the stone monkey discarded his old name and became king, giving himself the title Handsome Monkey King. And so, the stone monkey has led his companions to a hidden cave behind the waterfall. A new home is found and a king is about to rise. But what trials and adventures still await him? We will find this out in the next part of the story.